here's a fun little technique where I took an inkjet print on regular copy paper and I sewed like a crisscross grid pattern all over this image because I wanted to go in and use water to move the color on the image like watercolor. It would kind of disperse it, and then also saturate some of the squares and use like a stiff brush to actually peel away the paper so that it would make like little peekaboo windows to see what would be underneath this image in the journal. And it just ended up being a really beautiful effect where you would see pieces or parts of words poking through, and I really loved how that turned out. But this image here, this is the second one I did of this photo, and I let the image sit a little too long from when I printed it to when I actually went in with the water. It was like a couple days, but I wanted to show you. It does still move the inkjet a little bit. I was surprised how little the water and the color moved with it being an inkjet print only sitting for a couple days. But if you were to use the water sooner than later after you print it, you get the best effect, and that is what I will show in the next clip here, what the first one I did looked like when I did move the ink right away. But it just creates this really awesome effect where I get to like peel away pieces of the paper. It's not perfect, it's kind of shredded, and I used the gold thread because gold reminds me of Jesus, and so I just love to incorporate gold thread in my work and gold in general where I can. And since this is Fragments of Beauty and all of this is kind of being held together by that gold thread, that was the intent or the meaning of it for me. And so anyways, that's what I'm doing here. I'm just using this, it was like a paintbrush, and I cut it down really short so it's a little bit more of like a scruffle brush, kind of like a stiffer brush than the soft tips, but really I just took a paintbrush and cut it down so it was stubby little bristles like that helped peel all of this away. And so as you see, I'm just doing that here, and then also I go in, just going to tell you about it now. So once I'm done with all of this, I go with gel medium, and I put it all over the back, and I put it all over the front, and it acts like a glue, clear gel medium. It acts like a glue to hold all those threads in place so that if one of them were to, rip or come out, it's not going to unravel the whole thing. And when I was sewing this, I also did a bunch of back stitching all over the place to help, reinforce the thread and make sure that I didn't have a lot of unraveling. But I just, as a safety precaution, I will cover this with glue, and that'll keep it all safe and secure. And then the rest of this video, I'm just going to show you also a couple other ways that I sewed different images and what that looked like. And the next one, I think I didn't do a crisscross pattern. I just did a random pattern all over the place, and that turned out pretty interesting. I did learn a few things in doing it that way, that you really want to pay attention to the parts of the image that you're going to maybe want to wash away, or at least make sure you have enough lines in place to kind of give somewhere to wash and pull away. And you'll see what I mean when you get to the next video. But it was still a fun project to do, and something that I will be doing a lot more of in many different ways, and I hope you enjoy it.